T-minus 1 minute. T-minus 50 seconds. T-minus 40 seconds. T-minus 30 seconds. T-minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Welcome to the King and Me show. I am one half of the show, King.
Hey y'all, it's me, Michelle. How y'all doing?
We are here on this spectacular, spooktacular Halloween episode. I like that laugh. I should be worried.
I can't keep it up.
We're here on the 30th of October, the day before Halloween, but we decided to give a little theme to today's episode and talk about the spooktacular realities of dating.
Oh man, that's a mouthful. Who came up with that crazy long title?
I don't know. Somebody who want to use big words and use a Mariah Carey level words in their titles.
Look, Mariah Carey used to sing with SAT words up in every single song. So yeah, I kind of did. But how you doing, babe?
Hey, I'm doing good. It's been an interesting day today.
Definitely.
How you doing?
You know, I'm fair to middling. That's what they say down south, right?
Wait, what?
What? You never heard that? You're Southern.
No.
Fair to middling. Meddling, meaning that like you're good, can't complain, no real issues. Did I just out Southern you?
You just learned me something.
Oh my gosh, I just out Southerned you.
You did.
Man, now I just need to talk and a drawl for the rest of the evening, right?
Hey, I reckon you should.
I reckon I should. I reckon I will.
So here at the King and Me show, we want to show the interesting and the better side of dating and relationships in general. This is a relationship podcast, if you did not know. And this podcast started from Michelle and I as we chose to come together and talk about dating, relationships, and things in general. Offer some advice, whether you take it or not. That's up to you.
It's up to you. We can't force you, but hey, we recommend it.
I can see that the chat is not working, and this sucks. So now we got this whole screen
that whole
over
frame
here.
thingy, and it's
that
not
whole
working.
Frame, and it is not working. I can try to fix it. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get this
while
fixed.
you're
So
doing
while
that,
you do
I'm gonna give a shout out and also just get us started. So tonight we are streaming across multiple platforms, and by multiple I mean two. We are here on these Facebook streets and these YouTube streets at the King and Me show. So make sure if you're catching this like on the replay that you go ahead and follow, hit subscribe, hit like. Make sure you hit like actually from wherever you're watching right now, because we want to be able to see who's up in the building with us at all times. And with that, we want to shout out the best mod in the world, Tarika. Tarika, Lord.
Tarika.
It's been a slippage day. Tarika, thank you so much for all that you do, for your heart, for how you continue to work with us, and how you just show up and show out for everyone. So thank you so much. Can you hear us? Are we good? Is our mic nice? Like, let us know what's going on. To everyone else who may be tuning in across different platforms, thank you. Just type a little something in the chat box so that we know that you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and make light of the obvious. We chose to, orange it up. So I'm not a Halloween-y type person. I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I need to get all dressed up. In my entire 37 years of living, I have dressed up for Halloween a whopping probably 3 times. And that does not include when I worked at Build-A-Bear Workshop and I would dress up as a college student. And my definition of dressing up as a college student was showing up in jeans with a backpack because I was literally a college student. So that's what I did. I also, one time in my adulthood, put on like leggings and a shirt, and I had bunny ears. I think I did bunny ears, and I had a little cotton tail, and that was how I pretended to be a bunny. And maybe one time after that, I may have done something else, but that was essentially it. So I don't really do the whole dressing up for Halloween thing, but I was like, I want to wear something. So I'm wearing a jack-o'-lantern shirt, and King is wearing a shirt that I'm so jealous I do not have in my possession right now, but you can have it in your possession wherever you are, because this is a shirt that was recently, so this is like hot off the presses.
Hot off the presses.
This is a shirt that was recently designed by his daughter, Castle, and I saw her in the making process. She made it. She sent it. He put it over on her Amazon page, and now it's available for sale. So if you have an Amazon account, which I'm sure we all do, go check out Castle's storefront, which is Kasfrog, Kasfrog, on Amazon, and you too can be the proud owner of this shirt, which is the Gulen, or I can't remember exactly what the name is called, but it's her 2023 Halloween shirt. You can be the proud owner of that. It is coming soon in a hoodie, and y'all know I love me some hoodies. So as soon as the hoodie is available, you will know, because you will see me rocking it. But in the meantime, go get you that shirt. Oh, quick pick, check it out. Nice little floating pumpkin. It's dope, y'all. You want to check it out. Support our young Black business owners and their entrepreneurial adventures. This is coming from Ms. Early, the business teacher, and also from the adult who proudly loves on my bonus love, which is his daughter. And I want to see y'all support her. So please, please, please go check out Kasfrog on Amazon. Again, that's Kasfrog on Amazon.com. Go check out her goodies, including this here shirt. Girl, it is okay that you don't never dress up for Halloween. Neither do I. But I'm always down to support a Black-owned business, especially when the Black-owned business is his beautiful daughter. So yeah, that's all the marketing stuff out the way. Y'all, today we are talking about the spooktacular realities in dating and relationships. And we have a special treat for you all. Tonight we are doing a call-in show. What?
Oh, this should be interesting.
What? We are opening the mic for y'all and giving you a literal number so that you can call in one at a time and share with us your spooktacular dating experiences that you may or may not have had. I probably have like literally one story that I can share, and I'll, drop that here. King, you got a story you can share with us?
Oh, I've got a few. I have to go through my brain to figure out.
Yeah, you gotta go through the Rolodex really quickly.
Yes.
Can we also give a round of applause to me for being able to focus on changing the subject while you were doing something else? Because we know I got ADHD. This was hard.
But I would think that the ADHD would be good to allow you to be able to just
no, because in my
else.
mind I'm just seeing what you're doing, and I'm like, oh, so what's he doing? Okay.
Well, round of applause to you, babe. Hey, good job for the pivot.
Thank you. Speaking of pivot,
What happened?
Y'all, okay. So King and I were out on Saturday. We were at this retirement barbecue.
Yeah.
And we got the devastating news that Matthew Perry, who played Chandler Bing on Friends, we got the news that he passed away. So when you said pivot, I thought of the episode where they were trying to move the chair and Ross was like, pivot. And it just made me think of that, which made me think of Chandler Bing, which made me think of Matthew Perry. And So sad, so sad, so sad. So yes, all right. Let's see what's been popping up. All right. Yes, ma'am. Please share your business information. I love to support Black-owned businesses. Like, for example, this past Saturday was the homecoming game for the high school that I graduated from in Baltimore. And I'm really embarrassed to say this, but I didn't have a lot of merch from my high school because when I went there, I just never bought anything. It was a financial issue. When I graduated, I was just like, baby, my ring is all of the merch that I need. And so I walked around with my school ring all the time. And even then it was too big for me, but now it's definitely big for me. So I don't wear that often. And I was like, well, I want something to support my parrots because we parrots / engineers, but that's a whole nother, that's probably why we lose. But anyway, so I was like, I want to buy something from one of the alums to be able to support them, you know, support a Black-owned business, support an alum, all that good stuff. So I ordered something, and wouldn't you know, it arrived like probably sometime this weekend, but I wasn't there to get it. But now it's home, and we lost the game, so it is what it is. But yes,
what was the score in that game?
The score in that game was 44-6.
Hey,
we lost.
Own it.
We lost. What? Own the fact that we've lost for the last 12 years?
Yeah, own it. It is what it is.
We need to win.
Mm-hmm. And by putting it out there now and tagging City and Polly, putting your school on blast, we can probably shame some coach into getting their team right.
Yo, did you see the screenshot I sent you?
I did.
Oh my gosh. So somebody who used to be on the football team at my alma mater posted a comment about like what needs to happen strategically, and I'm just in there like, man, he went in. I love it.
Randomly and totally off topic, there
What
was
up?
an announcer during the Ravens game yesterday that pronounced Baltimore, and I was like, that's somebody that's from the area that know what's up.
You know what's up. Like, we don't say that T. That T is pointless.
Mm-hmm.
That T is just a placeholder. It's like the P in pneumonia. Like, what?
Who pneumonia?
P pneumonia. Like, what are they there for?
See, this is why English is messed
It
up.
don't serve no purpose. And also, it's just like the T in subtle. The B in subtle. No purpose.
I will forget that there was a B in subtle.
Ellen Salmon. There you go. There's better. Those pointless letters that are in thing. That's what the T in Baltimore is. It's pointless.
Before we get into our show,
What up?
let's get deep.
Let's get deep. All right, y'all. So as you should already know by now, King and I, Lord, this is upside down. We struggle. We struggling today. Let's get deep, but like it's flipped upside down because the producer of this segment, which was not paying attention. She picked this box up.
We have an assistant. Our assistant sets the setup before we get here.
Yeah, the assistant needs to be.
If our assistant wants to keep being employed by us, we need for you to not make mistakes.
Yes, don't you make no mistake over on these parts.
Yeah. All right, so what's our first question?
All right, so for our icebreaker, I feel like we answered this one. I may
Okay.
have picked up a wrong card.
All right.
Again, that assistant. All right, I feel like we can do this.
Okay.
Here's the icebreaker. Take a silly picture together of you both playing this game.
Oh, well then the silly picture would be, I guess, holding the camera while we're live and having it up. So let's
All right.
get in here.
Hey.
Oh. All right. We'll
All
post
right.
that one up on.
We got that. All right, so now we're going to go deep. Grab one of the cards. All right. We're going to skip that question. But I'm going to read it and tell you why we're going to skip this question. It said, what are the top 3 names you would give your children?
Why would we skip it?
Okay, well, we can say it. We can do it.
Okay.
If you had 2 more kids, because we know what you named your one kid. If you had 2 more kids, what names would you give your children?
I would want a King Smith II if it was a boy. That's no secret.
That's no secret. We talked about that this weekend. Okay.
You?
So, well, no, you have to give 2 more names. So 1 more name.
Okay. And then give me another girl. Here's something that's interesting. My ex-wife and I, her family's kids are all K names, right? I think that would feel weird bringing that into our covenant, but at the same time, it will be jacked up. I don't know, like having one kid with a K name and another one that would not have one. So I'm conflicted with that. However, take that away, and I had another girl. I like the name Bailey. So if it was another girl, I'd go with the name Bailey.
Okay. So the three names that I have, and it's funny, I remember distinctly writing this in a journal years ago. I've always, don't do that.
Oh no, I was looking
I
at
thought you were judging me.
no ma'am.
I've always wanted to have biblical names for my kids, but go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
Another boy name that was fire that you told me about is somebody that you actually, I don't know if you're his direct teacher or whatnot, but he goes to your school. Achilles. Love that
Oh,
name.
yeah.
Love that name.
Okay. So for me, I always envisioned that there would be a junior. So it would be whatever the father's name is, junior. And then the next name, I always wanted Elizabeth, because that my middle name is derived from Elizabeth. So I would want that. Elizabeth would definitely be one. And I forget what was the third name. Oh man, but I wanted all biblical names. So I think there was probably a Daniel in there.
Okay. Why skip that question, babe?
Because we ain't having no kids. So
But to hypothetically talk about what a name would be, I think as this game kind of, goes to, it's a question for couples. I don't see an issue with at least talking about it, because it naming a kid is something that you would also, in the end of it all, have to agree on. So I think even just speaking about it is an exercise in how well can y'all communicate and see if you would agree with what came up.
okay, all right, that's fair. That's fair. Ready to go deeper?
Let's go deeper.
Let's go deeper. Well, I feel this is fitting for Halloween. If you were to die today with no chance to communicate with anyone, what would you most regret not having told someone? And why haven't you told them yet?
What would I most regret not having told someone if I were to have died today?
And not been able to communicate with anyone.
And why haven't I done it yet?
Yeah.
I don't have anything that I'm harboring that I'm able to just recall right now. But if you have something, share yours, and I'm going to try to listen while also thinking about what I would say to somebody live on air.
I don't think so. I'm a very open book, and I probably overshare a little bit too much. But if there were anything, I think there would be two people. It would be two of my siblings. I would ask them both, each of them, why they walked out of my life. And why haven't I told them yet? Because they walked out of my life. So I guess that's not even a tell, but that's a communicate with them. Like, why'd you walk out of my life?
I'm trying to think of if I stole something from somebody and I, like just kind of say, hey man, I stole something for you. I don't have any unsaid words to anyone that would fit that question. The only thing that I could think of would be admitting to something that I might have omitted from telling somebody. And off the top of my head, there isn't anything that I can think of that fits that category. Besides maybe, yeah, I don't have any kids out there that I'm not aware of. So yeah, no, I don't have any. Like, I feel lame saying that, but I don't have anything that I can think of that fits It's that question.
Okay. Look at you, just clearing everything off your chest at one time, just letting it go.
Well,
Well,
Spooktacular dating realities.
spooktacular.
What do you have?
All right. So,
And then in about 10 minutes or so, we'll open up the call line, see if anybody wants to call in.
all right, let's see. What do we want to get started with today? I'm going to get started with some of the stuff that you sent today. So, spooktacular dating realities. As we think about spooktacular dating realities, I feel it's only fitting that we talk about something that happens all too often. So, I'm going to talk about this one. Good with that?
Yes. Matter of fact, let's start with that one.
Okay, so along the themes of spooktacular, we're let's talk about ghosting. Y'all, ghosting, why in 2023, when communication has only continued to increase and improve, why are we still ghosting people? Like, I'm not understanding that at all. And for those of you who don't know what ghosting is when you just abruptly fall off the face of the earth and stop communicating with someone that you were once communicating with heavily. Why? Why is this still a thing?
Here's what I've been led to understand.
Okay.
I've been led to understand that when a lady ghosts a man, or when a woman ghosts a man, they're ghosting a man because they found a better option. I was surprised at someone that showed me their dating app chats. They had 19 chats that they were juggling, some 40-something matches, and some like 103 like matches that were like pending or whatever. And I was like, how do you have the time to write, communicate, or talk to these people? And she shrugged her shoulders and goes, when I'm bored, I pick the most interesting person at the time based off of their photos and kind of go with that. And I always share this story. This was somebody who self-admitted that they're an adjustable 5, which 5 in a rating scale from 1 to 10, I will always say you're good if you're a 4 and above. 5 is that average on the bell curve. A 4, you're straight. A 6, you're straight. A 5, you're already at the mark. If you're under a 4 by most people's eyes or scale, sucks to be you.
Oh, wow.
So, in my opinion, I think ghosting occurs when somebody's just no longer interested and they simply have a better option than you. In a perfect world, it'd be nice if somebody said, hey, flat out, look, I'm busy, or I'm talking to other people, I'm not really feeling this, I'm moving on. Great. That way I'm not wasting brain cells and energy trying to figure out if this person is interested, trying to make something happen or not. It would be fantastic in this world if adults decided not to ghost, but even just writing, I'm not interested, seems to be too much for people.
And see, I don't understand that. So most people have iPhones, right? And then for people who don't have iPhones, we use one of the 75 million social media apps that allow you to see when someone has viewed your response. So the really messed up part about ghosting is that we can tell you have read the comment that I've sent. You've opened it and you just not responding to me. Like, I'm trying to figure out which one is worse. You not responding at all, or you looking at my message, me seeing that you've looked at it, and then you not responding at all. But we are too old for that. I feel like we, at our big age of whatever it may be, if you are over the age of 26, and I'm going to say 26 because that's when our brains finish fully developing. If you were over that age, then you are way too old to be out here ghosting someone. Use your adult mouth that you use for everything else and communicate effectively with someone. Let them know, hey, you know, I'm not interested. Like, before I became official with you, you were, you know, whatever, right?
I was out in these streets.
You were out in these streets, and I was not really talking, but I had options, however viable they may be. I had options, And when you and I became official, I immediately picked up the phone and texted them. A matter of fact, technically low key, back when we kind of like first met, some of them I started like weaning off of them because I knew before you knew, but that's neither here nor there.
Do you remember us having a conversation where you're like, so is
Ooh.
there anybody that would be, I forget exactly how you worded it, but basically, is there somebody that you're going to have to cut off now that we're a thing?
Mhm.
And I was like, yeah, but I'm going to take care of that. To the person who just called me, you have my link to know that we're live. I'm not going to say the name, but I'm going to put you on blast. I'm live right now.
So, yes, I remember asking that because it was like a real thing. For me, there probably were some guys who were upset. They'd be all right. They'll be fine. But for you, it's a little bit different for women. And the reason why I say that is because one thing that we do know about the dating world is that men are a little bit more respectful. Not a little bit more. Men are more respectful of when a woman is in a relationship with another man versus a woman being as respectful and as honoring when a man is in another relationship. We've talked about this probably off camera, but one thing that we do know is that men and women see wedding rings and think different thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, I wanted to know if with us being together, if somebody was going to be in their feelings, if somebody was going to be hurt, if somebody was going to try to pull up on me because all my stuff is public anyway. I was just like, look, I need to know. Like, is there somebody out there?
Now, this is relevant for us because we're both over the age of 30. And from the time we met to the time that we started dating official wasn't a real long time. So
It felt like forever to me.
So for the people that we were still talking with and things like that, there was definitely some, okay, now that this thing's official, you've cut that off, right? That wasn't what she said, but that was kind of how she said it. Now, have you been ghosted before? I can tell you I have twice.
Have I been ghosted? I think technically I have been ghosted.
Okay.
Tell me about your ghosting story.
My ghosting story stemmed from the fact that I was having a back and forth with somebody originally on Bumble. Things went good. Before Bumble had the ability to call in the app, we exchanged numbers. So we were talking, and I set up the first date, confirmed the date the day before. On the day of, heard absolutely nothing. And literally, it was because I'm not a double texter.
Mm-hmm.
So when I didn't hear anything back, I was just like, well, this person has 30 minutes to confirm. Otherwise, I'm just going to go and do something else. And when I didn't hear back from that person, I just went and did something else. Never heard from that person at all. So I have no clue what happened because I set the date, scheduled it, said, hey, let's go out and have dinner on me. Because to me, if I'm the one inviting, I'm going to just go ahead and offer it. I'm not a traditional guy in the sense that, oh, I'm the guy, so I'm going to pay. No, but on that first date, to make it less awkward, I'm going to invite, I'm going to pay, essentially, or I'm going to try to anyway. The other person says, hey, don't worry about it, I'll cover mine. I'm not going to fight that.
Right.
And that person agreed. We had a little bit of back and forth. I confirmed the day before. They said, yep, still good to go. Had a, hey, just tapping in, make sure everything's still straight. Because in the DMV area, people can get busy.
Yeah.
I understand stuff can really change on the fly. And they never responded back to that. Don't know what happened. Don't care. I think I deleted their phone number 5 days later.
That explains why when you and I were supposed to go, so we met on the 6th, a Saturday, and we exchanged contact information and we scheduled a Google Meet for I think like that Monday, the 8th or something like that. And then on the Google Meet, you and I scheduled our first outing. We scheduled our first outing, but y'all, even though we had that first outing scheduled for the 13th, which was the following Saturday, King had texted me several, or at least one time throughout one or two times throughout the week to confirm that we were still going out. And every time King and I had something scheduled, probably for the first couple months, you did always check to confirm that we were still going wherever we were scheduled to go. That explains it. Okay.
Yep, because look, I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to have anybody to waste my time by them canceling or doing something else at the last minute when I could have been getting out, making money, or doing anything like that. Do we have any questions in the chat? I can't see the screen.
Just one. Pete. Hey, Pete.
What up, Pete?
Does King know how to text?
Hey, when Pete texts me, I'll be in the middle of doing something. And then, look, y'all, if I don't circle back immediately, it might be a forgetful thing. It ain't intentional. I just be forgetting because my brain works in compartments. So I take care of everything in this compartment, then I jump to the next compartment and I start working on that. If I left anything back in that other compartment, it just got left.
Okay, your ghosting story makes me think of my ghosting story because I didn't realize that was considered a ghosting. So this guy, I didn't know him from Adam. It was just one of those, hey, we kind of know some of the same people on Facebook. Let's go ahead and be Facebook friends. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. Attractive. I saw that he had some kids and, I don't have any kids, but I was fine with that. So we are supposed to, he finally contacted me and he would send me messages that said stuff like, not messages that said, you look gorgeous or something like that. But he sent me something one time and what was it? It was something like groovy or something like that. It was something out of the ordinary. And I was like, are you complimenting me or something? So we had this whole conversation via social media messaging or whatever. I was just like, okay. And then we exchanged contact information and his contacting me was very sporadic at best. And we were supposed to go to a salt cave. Now, mind you, he lives in the next town, in the next county over. So he's probably about 20 minutes from me. He and I were supposed to go to a salt cave. And I'd never been to a salt cave before, but I read that you were supposed to have white socks to go into the salt cave. So I had something that I was doing that particular Saturday morning. And then I ran to Walmart and bought a 6-pack of white socks. Now, mind you, to know me is to know that I don't wear white socks often because they get dirty.
I don't even think I own a pair.
The main reason I keep them is honestly because when I'm cleaning my bathroom tub, I sometimes get in the tub and just like go crazy with the bleach. So the white socks come in handy during that point.
Yep.
So I buy the pack of white socks and I'm texting him to say that I'm running a little bit late. But just as I'm about to text him, I'm getting a phone call from him that says that the water heater or the HVAC, something in his house went out and he needed to have someone come out and take a look. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And, he said he was going to be late. Then I never heard from him for the rest of the day. Okay. Not only did I not hear from him, and I was en route as I'm getting this message. So I decided, me, I went and stopped and got me some vegan food and then called it a day. I didn't hear from him that Saturday. Didn't hear from him Sunday. Didn't hear from him Monday. Probably didn't hear back from him until Tuesday. So we were I'm like, what happened to you? Because here you are back in my inbox, liking my stuff, communicating with me all those different ways, but you never even explained yourself. And again, I'm not trying to be nosy, but I'm trying to hold you accountable because you've made plans with someone. And people don't understand, time is money to people. Just like you said, time is money. Open your mouth and communicate because he's older than me. You were too old to not be opening your mouth. You have kids. You know how to talk. You know how to use other parts of your body. How about you use your tongue and use your mouth to communicate effectively with someone else? Nope. So he had a speaking engagement in our town, right? And technically, I invited myself to this speaking event because he told me that it was taking place, and I was like, okay, well, I can go support whatever. First time I met him, very much gave off narcissism, and afterwards, I wasn't upset that it didn't lead anywhere.
Gotcha.
Kind of appreciative that whole salt cave experience didn't happen, because it was just like I would have spent like 45 minutes in a salt cave with someone that whatever. So one time later, he had posted something on social media, just to wrap up the story. He had posted something on social media that he needed a way to relax. And here go my petty tale. You should go to a salt cave. I heard they're pretty nice.
Yo, no, you didn't.
Yes, I did. I sure did. Boom. What?
You know what? I'm going to say something. I can tell that you love me for a couple of different reasons. And if things change, I'm going to know why. I've never seen your petty. I hope I never do.
I hope you never do. Like, you've never seen my petty towards you. You've seen my petty towards other people.
Yes. Towards me. So we're going to try this now. If anybody wants to call in, I'm going to flash the number up on the screen. There is the number right there. You have the ability to call in. If you do, we're going to only keep this up for about the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Because it's going to require some technical stuff on my side to change. But let's talk about crazy dating stories or superstitions in dating. And if anybody wants to call in where they have a crazy, spooktacular dating story, please do. Please do. We are welcoming it. The number is up on the screen. We're only going to have it up for the next 10 minutes or so. Oh, and we have a caller.
We have a caller.
We have a caller. So give me a second to confirm this. All right.
Hey.
All right.
Oh no, he forgot a button.
Hey, there we go. All right, man. I got you up on the audio now. Hey, we have my man Greek Pete in. Pete, man, how you doing, brother? Hey, not much, man. I'm glad that we got this thing to work out. Now you're gonna be able to hear me and probably Michelle right now. Michelle, say something so that we can test this.
Say something, Michelle, so that we can test this. Can you hear me, Pete?
Yeah, I can hear you, but you're far away. You look like you're like 10 rooms over.
All right, we're in here. We worked out some technical things. Like when I tell y'all, King be in the background working things out, and I'm just sitting here all cute and cuddly, just like, hey, let's work this out. King is the mastermind behind this show.
So, what do you have for us, man? Do you have a spooktacular, crazy dating story that you want to share with YouTube and Facebook?
I don't have any nightmares right now because I'm not dating. I'm staying to myself.
Well, no, like in the past, have you had anything that was like really, really crazy, a crazy dating experience?
Oh God, yeah, I did actually. I met her through, what was it, POF? Yeah, it was POF.
Okay.
And
That's
for
when
the
we
first
were crazy
6
starts.
months, she used to stalk me.
Oh, okay. Stalk you in what way?
She was literally outside my house at a point, my job, calling me all the time. Yeah, I literally thought about getting a fire.
Okay, set the picture for a bit.
Wind that back, dial it back a little bit, fill us in.
Like, how did you know she was outside of your place?
To her car, I'm going to record it. She was literally just hanging out there till I came outside.
So what happens if you didn't go outside?
She would wait there till I came out.
Wow. Now, was this early in the morning, afternoon, late at night?
She used to sleep in her car outside. That's how bad it was.
Okay. That's a different level of crazy, bro.
Trust me, I know.
Hey.
It's crazy. It's craziness, and you're goddamn nuts.
Did you like lay it down and she needed to come back for more of that Greek Pete hammer or something?
I mean, he is a
And
Greek
I
guy.
did too much good work. That's what.
Wow. So how did that end, man? When did she eventually decide to move on to somebody else and give that person all the crazy?
Simple to the point, like she was outside my house, saw what was going on. After a while, I did report it, and they were driving by, and they told, "Listen, you come by again, you're going to be arrested."
Good deal.
And yeah, so that's how she got the hint, like this is over.
Okay. Well, all right.
Well, all right. Oh man. Okay.
Did you have anything else that you wanted to add to this story or this call in, man?
Yeah, watch out from crazy women.
Watch out for
Yeah.
crazy women.
So this is Thriller. Yes. Okay. All right. We will make sure everybody knows to watch out for crazy women. If they are showing that much possessiveness at the beginning, it's not going to end well. It's not going to go anywhere positive, and you need to go ahead and dead that sooner rather than later.
And, like, I'll be honest, like I through my channel and your channel, anybody's channel that I don't like. My last, she was very abusive. I didn't realize until I was after the relationship. So people need to watch out for the red flag. Anybody,
Oh, I
like
think we're going to talk about that a little bit later on.
Yeah.
yeah,
I think
but
it's very fitting that you say that in October. October is Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So please, if you are in any type of abusive situation, whether you are male or female, whether your abuser is male or female, please reach out and get help. Help is available to you. You can start by reaching out to your local law enforcement office, or you can reach out to local agencies which are trained to handle domestic violence situation. But love should never hurt. Please make sure you get the support that you need if you are ever in that situation.
well, does my dog beating me up count?
How big is the dog?
He's a dog. He's a little beagle. He actually throws a mean right hook.
Hey, his dog been putting paws on him. Dude,
Look, y'all
I
not.
couldn't
All
help
right,
it.
I'll let you guys go so we can get somebody else on here.
All
All right,
right.
Pete. Thanks,
Thank
buddy.
you.
Anytime.
See ya. All right. Hey, first call in successful. I haven't changed it yet, so you might need to keep leaning in. Is that uncomfortable for you? Can you do it for maybe another minute or two? I'll have it up. If somebody does call in, we'll do that. If we don't get another call in within the next minute,
Okay.
then we're going to turn off the call in feature. But that was interesting.
Oh my gosh.
Pete.
So what I take away from that is, we sometimes always think that men are the one who are going to do crazy things, but women are more likely to do that. And that's why I
Yes.
said, like, when we were getting together, I wanted to know who was checking for you.
Hmm.
Not to see who you were checking for, but to see who was checking for you, because I wanted to know what level of crazy I was going to be greeted with. Because I am reformed, okay? I am very, very much reformed. But at the end of the day, I am still Baltimore 10 toes down.
Hmm.
And my family is still Jamaican 10
Hmm.
toes down. Please don't.
Yeah.
Because at this point of reformation in my life, what I will do is I will make your job non existent. Because I will contact them. I will blow them up. I will blow up your job and let them know, like, do you know what your employee is doing, and make sure you don't have a job. Keep planning. Like, we'll continue to go levels with this. But I don't want to have to do that.
I'm gonna tell you what I heard because you were saying blow them up and then you changed it real quick because you realized how it sounded. So y'all, I'm learning things every single live stream that we have.
I see Free Tia has popped into the building.
Hey, I
Hey.
was just about to ask about her because I said, man, I haven't seen Free Tia in the chat. Hey, we're gonna have our call in line open. It's displayed up on the screen 202-930-2103. If you have a dating story that's crazy in the theme of what we're doing now for Halloween, please call in and share your crazy dating story. We're gonna keep it up for another 60 seconds because this is a different configuration. And if nobody calls in within the next minute, we're gonna move back to our normal configuration. So while we're waiting to see if anybody calls in, you got any plans for Halloween tomorrow?
So tomorrow I'm doing something real quick with your daughter, and then I'm going to be writing. So I think we mentioned before that I wear many hats, and I do have something that I'm doing on Wednesday, which requires me to prepare and study for. So I will be doing that tomorrow after work. Other than that, I'm hoping that you will bring me cake and that I will have cake instead of like chocolate,
Ooh,
and that will be my thing, or ice cream or something. So like,
I got you.
are you running out anytime soon?
I got you. I
Yay!
got
So
you.
that's what I'm
Too
gonna do.
easy.
I'm gonna sit on the couch and I'm gonna sit on your couch and eat that.
All right. So when did you stop celebrating Halloween growing up?
I never started. My family's Jamaican. We ain't celebrate Halloween in no Jamaican household. What are you talking about?
All the voodoo that Jamaicans be
First
doing?
of all, not every Jamaican does voodoo. My mom grew up, and my mom grew up kind of Catholic when she was in Jamaica a little bit, and then when she came here, I guess you could say she was more Protestant than anything. But no, Halloween is the devil's holiday. That's what I grew up hearing. So we
Okay.
ain't celebrate no Halloween. We ain't go trick or treating, nothing.
All right. Well, let's go back to our main configuration here and give us a second to get changed for that. Let's do this.
This, come back here. Now we are on our normal configuration. Michelle, can you say something?
Something.
Hey, all right, we got you loud and clear. Look at that. Our producer back here producing.
Yes. You can turn off the call-in number.
Oh, yes, I can turn off the call-in number. Call-in number is off. You call in, I might not pick it up. Are there any superstitions in dating that maybe on your Jamaican side or your American family side that you've heard about? I can't think of any like dating superstitions that come to mind for me, you know.
I wouldn't say
Jamaicans
I've
are
heard
different.
any dating superstitions. I will say that I personally did not date Jamaicans.
Well, okay. Yes, why?
So for me, I did not date Jamaicans because I grew up with Jamaican brothers. And Jamaicans, this
Plural.
is definitely the one thing that I hate to do, which is to make an implication about a generalization about everyone based on some people. But I will say the Jamaican men in my family were very much possessive and controlling. And even the Jamaican man that my sister married, like this is what I've seen, that they are very possessive and controlling. My uncles were like that, and I wanted zero parts of it. I am way too rebellious to have someone be that possessive over me. Never wanted any parts of that whatsoever. So I was just like, nah, we good.
I'll say it. Yes, in general, that's one of the first things that I think about. Is like, I think Jamaican guys are very controlling first, and then I would say possessive second. All right. What have you observed with dating and Halloween and costumes? Because hear me out. There's gonna be people in downtown Baltimore tomorrow, DC, Atlanta, Ybor City, which there was a terrible tragedy in Ybor City that occurred this past week. So I want to take time to acknowledge that because it's going to affect how people are going to be out just trying to celebrate and have fun. They're probably not going to have anything
Yeah.
down there with the shooting that happened down in Ybor City this past weekend. But California, Texas, all these major places, the adults that are going to go out, have you seen some of these costumes? They've been getting more bloodier and adultier as the years have gone by, to where if you're an adult over the age of 25 in a costume on Halloween, if you're not doing it with your family in a more family G-rated costume, you're likely out in something NC-17 or above, showing skin, trying to attract attention.
So let me tell you. Let me tell a little story. So, every morning, at least Monday through Friday, I post a prayer on all my social media pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
So here I am this morning posting my prayer, doing my laps around the building, and I go to Instagram to upload my video. Instagram, my newsfeed. You want to know the first thing I see? I see a former student because it's a former student, so I can now follow a former student on social media. And this former student posted her Halloween pictures.
Okay.
And let's just say I didn't know she had a tattoo there. Okay. I have known this child ever since she was in 7th or 8th grade. And when I tell you I done seen a side of her that I ain't never seen before, literally done seen a side of her I ain't never seen before. And I was like, oh, you just 18. You just 18. So what I'm seeing now is this whole trend between this whole trend of let me be as naked as I can possibly be because this is what I need to do. This is what social media in essence is saying that I need to do. This is how I need to reveal myself so that I can be deemed most attractive. And that is scary. You're literally leaving nothing up to the imagination. And not just her, and not just, not just ladies in general, but I feel like when you do that, you are kind of making what should be for one person open for everyone. And that's not how you're going to survive in this world. Like, you may think that's cute and trendy now. And again, this is for any gender. You may think that's cute and trending now, but eventually when it comes time for you to settle down, it ain't gonna be that cute no more.
I somewhat agree, right? And I understand the main point in what you're saying. There is indeed a clear difference between showing skin just to show skin versus I'm just gonna say like a free spirit. Like if you go over in Europe, right? Europe culturally is a lot different than we are in the States. You can walk to a couple of different beaches or areas around Europe, see people completely naked, and it's normal. It's fine. It's not, the same thing. You can come out of I came out of this party one time. I came out of this party and most people in the States, if you're coming out of the shower and you're drying off, you just got your towel on and drying off and you're wrapped around your parts if there's other people around. Not in Europe and some of the places that I've been to. They'll come out of a shower. Whole families can sitting around or whatever. And if they need to get from point A to point B, they might just have a towel on just because they're drying off a certain part as they're walking. Like they're not trying to cover themselves in any way as they're getting from point A to point B. And it's a different way of how you just view flesh and stuff in general, culturally. What I'm seeing are people that want to dress up as like sexy cat number 3 and leaving nothing to the imagination. While there's nothing wrong with that, just understand what it's putting out and how other people are viewing what you're putting out.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if you want to show a nipple, show a nipple. All right, just understand that in showing that nipple, you might be communicating certain messages. And I know that I'm trying to dance around certain stuff because this subject can be kind of tricky to talk about.
Right.
But be mindful of, what it is that you're putting out there. Because also, too, in today's social media age, you want to show whatever, do whatever. Somebody catch a snapshot. It gets posted online. It's hard to get. I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but it's hard to get things scrubbed off the internet. And if you want to try to be reformed or change and show that you're this whole different person, and 10 years go by, and now your new soon-to-be fiance catches you with a photo on Reddit of you 10 years ago getting whipped cream licked off of you by 7 different people at a Halloween party.
It's and for me, the business teacher in me is just like, okay, but what about employment? Like that's why I'm like, if you want to do these things, that's fine in the privacy of your home. But what about your employment? As time goes on, employers are starting to have more and more and more morality clauses embedded within their contracts. So that's where I'm looking at it from. Like I'm not trying to take away your free spiritedness or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure you get a job and that you're employable.
We talked about how we were going to discuss red flags. And one of the things that we have for our show before we close out are scary relationship red flags. Talk about signs that indicate a relationship might be turning sour or unhealthy.
I'll start with the sour. A sign that a relationship may be turning sour is if your partner does not communicate with you with the same level of intensity that they once did. So, for example, if you have someone who would text you every morning, Grand Rising Queen, and then all of a sudden you don't get that anymore, that's something I would start paying attention to. Like, what changed? What happened? Is it that you got me and now you don't need to tell me Grand Rising? Like, you don't care about my Grand Rising? Or is it that your attention has shifted? Or that was just like whatever, just like a facade. And now you don't need to put up that facade anymore. So that's definitely something I would say. Like, monitor behavior and see how it changes.
Okay. For me, a red flag or a sign that a relationship is turning sour and or unhealthy. Oh man, okay, what you talked about essentially goes around communication. I want to offer something different. I don't have anything. I don't have
All right,
anything.
well, you said sour or abusive. Go with abusive. Do you have something for abusive?
Not anything different than what Pete said earlier.
Well, I would also say a different form of abuse that people don't really realize is manipulation.
Ooh.
So if you start to notice that you are being manipulated or used, people hear abuse and they automatically go to the physical, but there are other types of abuse as well. There's physical, financial, mental, emotional. There are all those different types, verbal. There are all those different types of abuse. So if you start to notice any of those things, like if you start to notice that, when you don't take this person out, if you offer to take this person to Cheesecake Factory and they are all upset and in their feelings and start pouting and everything like that, but no, I don't want to go there. I want to go somewhere else. Please, can we go somewhere else, baby? And then you relent and you do that. And then the next time they're like, well, we've been there before. Can we go? Please, baby, please. Like that is emotional abuse.
Yes.
That's emotional abuse. So that's something I'd say emotional and financial, especially if it's always coming at that other person's expense. That's something to definitely look out. And those are things that we are seeing more and more in this time. And how do I know that we're seeing this more and more in this time? Because we're definitely seeing it get blasted on Reddit and other areas where they're putting out those dating things on blast. I'm just trying to see what was said. Hold on.
Yeah, bring it up because we are getting close to the top of the hour.
Yes, time flies.
So let's see if there's any comments in the chat that we need to highlight, or maybe if there are any questions for us before we close out today's show.
Free Tia said Gen Z gonna get y'all. Look, let me tell you. The reality is I am a big fan of accountability. One of the things that I teach in my business class is ethics, and one of the 8 principles of ethics as by Bill Daniels is accountability. And I think that there's a lack of accountability. And it's not just in Gen Z. Respectfully, it's not just in that generation. I think that they don't have accountability because it wasn't necessarily taught to them, which means that the generation before them didn't teach it to them. And I feel if we have nothing else, we have to be able to honor our word, and we have to be able to hold ourselves accountable. And I don't apologize for saying that I don't see now in this day and age, not just that generation, but that in this day and age, we just aren't all across the age spectrum. We aren't necessarily, living up to our word. If we say we're going to do something, I don't necessarily see us doing that. I see us taking advantage of people more often. And this is by and large as a whole. That's something that I see.
I think that baby boomers messed us up. I think that Gen Z is just weird, that they don't know how to do anything. And I worry about them growing up and having some type of a semblance of a life whatsoever. And if the Gen Zs want to come after me, come on, Gen Zs. Y'all don't know how to bust a fly, a grape.
Bust a grape.
I go.
Bust a grape in a fruit fight.
Yeah, y'all don't know how to bust a grape in a fruit fight. So if Gen Z want to come on, come on. All right.
All right, babe.
This hour goes by quick.
It does. Like that first 40 minutes goes by so quickly, and then it's just like, oh, what happened? What happened? What happened?
Maybe as we expand on things, just a little bit longer.
Oh, she said she was referring to the topic of sexy clothes and dressing naked.
Oh, I know.
Naked.
Yes, I know. But it's not just Gen Z. Some of these they call milfs. I don't know. Women over the age of 30 want to bust it wide open now.
Right. So that's what I was gonna say. Like, I don't think that that's an age thing. I think that's a time thing. We're in a time where that's what people want to do more often. And again, I'm not knocking. Like, I understand that culturally, some other cultures do this, but it's one thing if you believe in embracing your body and living without boundaries, and it's a whole nother thing when you do it because it's trending. That's something completely different. Like, I feel like during like the hippie lifestyle, and I say that respectfully because my dad was a hippie, I say that respectfully, like during the hippie lifestyle, this was kind of the life that they lived. And like you said, overseas, some European countries, clothing is optional. It's a thing. There are some people even here in the US who live in a clothing optional lifestyle in certain communities. It definitely is a thing. And I am not knocking that. Like, real talk. Never mind, I'm not gonna finish that statement. But I'm not knocking that. But there's a difference between doing something because this is the freedom and, the embracing of your lifestyle. Look, when Adam and Eve were first put here on this earth.
Continue your stay. I'm just listening, and I'm curious. But
when Adam and Eve were first placed here, they were naked. They were unclothed. That's fine. It's beautiful. The human body is a beautiful thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it's something totally different when you do something, not because you embrace that mentality and you welcome it and you want to be free from the boundary of clothes. There's something totally different when you are just doing it because it's trending.
I agree.
Thing. And that's not an age thing. That's a time thing. Like, that's just where we are now at this time. But I feel you, sis. Thank you for having our back.
No doubt. But that's it. We're at the end of our live stream for today. We might have to do some adjusting of some things because
we be having good stuff. It gets good, really good towards like that 40-minute mark, and then the last, I don't know, time be stealing or something. I don't know what's happening.
Want to thank everybody for tuning in to
thank
our
y'all.
Spooktacular Dating Realities live stream for today. We tried to put a theme up on the screen. We got the king and me and the pumpkin.
Our producer did such a great job with this
Halloween stuff. So to everybody that tuned in, thank you to the person that called in. Appreciate you experiencing that with us because we weren't sure if it was going to work.
We weren't sure what was going to happen. But yeah, Free said we need to go to 90 minutes.
We can make that work.
Okay.
I have a follow-on engagement usually right after here for another different live stream that I do. If we went to 90 minutes, it wouldn't impact us, I don't think.
I just can't do it tonight, but definitely.
Yeah. Well, on other Wednesdays,
Today's Monday.
but you can't do it tonight because of what's going on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
So on those Wednesdays, we just have to stick to minutes.
Yeah, most likely.
about it.
Or, if I actually planned in advance.
We can talk about it.
Yeah, you know me. I procrastinate. I do everything at the last minute.
So before we go, if you hadn't hit that like button and there's a like button on your platform, do us a favor. Help us out on the algorithm. Hit that like button. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube live streaming, but we also have an Instagram and a TikTok. We have all of our social medias in the description box below on whatever platform that you are watching on. You happen to know what we're talking about next Monday? I do not.
No, because our producer hasn't created that title card yet.
Wait, so we're at the end of everything?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
We at the end. Our producer.
Well, you focus on what you have to do on
our producer
Wednesday,
hasn't created anything else.
and then talk with our producers Thursday or Friday about seeing what our next episodes are going to be about. We know we have Thanksgiving coming up. This will be our second time together over Thanksgiving. Last year's Thanksgiving was interesting.
Because somebody got sick.
Last year's Thanksgiving was interesting. So this year's Thanksgiving, I'm going to try to encase myself in a bubble so that I can be a little bit more social than I was last year. And, we were kind of just getting to know each other then. So now that we've been a little bit over a year in and the families are knowing each other.
Yeah, we know everybody. We done met all the
understanding.
parents and everything.
Yeah.
All right, so let me just look at the calendar real quick. So from what I can see for the month of November the 6th, so we're doing something every Saturday this month. That in November, that is. We're doing something every Saturday in November, which means that every Monday we're going to have something good to come back and share.
Yeah.
So this Saturday we're going down to DC. We're hanging out in DC. We're hanging out in Arlington a little bit. So we'll have that to be able to chat about next Monday. Then next weekend we're going to go see one of my former students, and I'm so excited to go see her.
Can we say where we're going? I don't mind.
Yeah.
So we're going to go up to Pittsburgh to visit us up there for college. And it's not my first time. It's not your first time, is it?
What, at Pitt?
In Pittsburgh.
In Pittsburgh, no.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah. So we're not going to do the full Pittsburgh scene because we're going to Pittsburgh next summer for my family reunion. So
that's true.
We can hit up all the places that I really want to go then. So we'll have that to talk about on the 13th. And then you and I have a weekend getaway.
Yeah, we have a weekend getaway in the I almost said woobins. The cabins, wood cabins.
So then we'll have that to talk about on the Monday, the week of Thanksgiving. And then Thanksgiving is coming up, and I have a a girls' day with your daughter, with my bonus love.
My daughter told me, she said, hey, I'd like to have a girls' day with Michelle. Me, it was just random, right? I'm like, all right, bet. So it's cool that y'all like and respect each other.
Yeah, I love
because that would be awkward.
It would be
if that wasn't
so
the case.
awkward. But no,
Ooh, can a relationship last?
Pam, can you send that to our producer?
Yes.
And then
I will let
our producer will get that banner made. So we'll have that, and then we'll have Thanksgiving and everything to talk about when we come back together on the 27th. So I mean, technically, we got everything kind of roadmapped out for this month. Our producer just ain't make no cards for it yet, so we got something planned. And then the Bama game,
yes,
is on the 25th, and I did put that on the calendar, but they don't have a start time for that yet.
Okay,
so I just put a TBD for it.
Bet.
Yeah, we got We got some moving and shaking going on for the month of November. I'm like really excited.
And we hope that y'all do too. Y'all get out, have fun. If you have any interesting dating stories, we would love to hear about it. You can write us at thekingandmeshow@gmail.com.
Yeah, I feel like that's it.
Did I say that right?
Hopefully, we'll find out.
Hopefully it is. All right, y'all. We are going to close out today's show. We'd like to thank everybody for tuning in.
Thank you.
And we out.
Bye.
Peace. Boop.
Boopity
And
boop.
boop.